Good morning students of class 10. Today we are going to start new chapter of history, that is chapter number 2nd, Rise of Nationalism. Yes, we have started second chapter of history because we all know that there are 14 chapters in history and 5 to 6 chapters in civics. So we have to go with continue. That's why I decided to continue with the history, and after that we will read one chapter of history in May. Okay, so two chapters of history and one chapter of civics we will complete till May. Okay, so let's start the topic, the rise of nationalism. Dear students, you have understood this topic in class 8 only. In class 8, you definitely have learned about the rise of nationalism in Europe. Okay, and in class 10 we have to learn about the rise of nationalism in India. Yes. So first of all, from here we can just say, conclude that first of all, nationalism started in Europe and then it spread to other parts of the world. And the first clear expression of nation and nationalism came with the revolution of French Revolution, okay, that occurred in 1789. Yes, so first time in France the French Revolution gave the concept of nation, and at that time the rise and nationalism arose in France, then in rest of the Europe, and then from Europe to the other parts of the world. Yes. So just I wanted to say that it started first there, and when the masses reached to our country also, then a kind of feeling also arose in among the Indians towards the nation, and hence from 19th century, from late 19th century, we can say in India nationalism got immersed. Yes. Now we are going to define what is nationalism. So nationalism, it is a pure love. It is a true love. Why I call it a true love or pure love? Because it is something that is for everyone, for every kind of people who belongs to India. Yes, and we all know that India is a land of diversity, so diverse people live here, and if we have love towards our nation, if we have a strong love towards our nation, definitely we also love toward to these different kinds of people, to different regions. So that's why we can say this is the true love. Okay, it is not confined to just one person. It is not for selfishness. Yes, people looked that every region and every people is our own people. Okay, so that's why we can say it is a true love. Yes, so nationalism is a kind of strong bond, a strong feeling, a kind of patriotism towards our own nation. Yes, and we can say the nation is something that provides us each and everything for our all-round development. Yes, so that is nation comes first, and rest things, religion and other things come afterwards. Yes, so first of all there is nation, and rest thing just comes after that. Okay, so we are identified by our nation. Yes, so that is the primary identity of every citizen of every country. Okay, like us, like we first are recognized by our nation Indian, then our rest identity comes after that, that we belong to Bihar, we belong to this city or this village, this comes after that. Okay, so that is the importance of nation to us. It gives us identity. Okay, so just start another thing. So nationalism we have just defined what is it. One more thing I would like to say, that nation, at one hand, it unite the different kinds of people. Okay, but at the same time, the nation divides also. Yes, so all the people who live in India, so there is a unity among all the Indians. So that's why I said that nation brings unity among the different people. At the same time, it divides us also. How? India, Pakistan, China. Okay, we are just fighting with each other. We are just divided in this way. The whole world is divided also in the name of nations. Okay, so this is we can say nation does. So nationalism is an abstract idea. Once again I am saying nationalism is a kind of feeling, and feeling is a kind of abstract idea. Okay, which emerged, which arose among the Indians by late 19th century, and when it emerged, then people finally formed a nation. That we all know that in 1947 we actually formed our nation. Okay, so when nationalism started by late 19th century, and the previous topic, the chapter that we have studied, that the first war of independence in 1857. So we can say here that by mid 19th century, after 1850s, nationalism started in our India. Yes, so here just we can also understand that the chapters are linked to each other. First chapter 1857, first war of independence, in which we have discussed that though the war was failure, it was suppressed, but we have also seen that the impact of the first war of independence was that it arose nationalism among the people. So from 1857 onwards, we can say a kind of feeling towards our nation emerged. Yes, and in the first topic we have to read this much only. Next topic, next events after 1857, there were many events, four important events happened in India, and all these just arose the feeling towards our nation. So after 1857, in 1860, Indigo Rebellion, yes, in Bengal and Bihar. Yes, we all know indigo was a kind of plantation that was used to just dye the cloths, and Britishers they had advanced industrial revolution, and they needed this indigo to dye the clothes. That's why they forced the peasants of Bengal and Bihar to grow this plant, indigo. Okay, and this was very we can say frustrating one for the peasants, because instead of growing the food grains, they were just forced to grow the indigo. Okay, so in this way the peasants were badly affected. They could not grow the crops that they could eat. In place of that, they were forced to just grow this kind of crops. Yes, so that's why the peasants became annoyed, and they finally revolted against the Britishers, against this plantation system, Indigo plantation system in 1860 in Bengal and Bihar. So we can say after 1857, in 1860 in Bengal and in Bihar, the peasants, we can say they showed their protest grievances against the Britishers. Yes, and in this way nationalism arose, we can say. Next, in 1863, Hookah movement, which happened in Punjab. Okay, earlier it was started to just purify, to bring some changes in Sikhism, in Sikh religion, but later on the movement turned into different direction, and it also, during this movement, people protested the foreign goods, boycotted the foreign goods, and hence this movement also moved towards the direction of nationalism, we can say. Yes, so in Punjab, next in 1876 to 1877, famine came in western part of India, especially in Maharashtra and in its neighboring areas. Okay, and people suffered due to lack of food shortages, and that's why they protested against the government. And Vasudev Balwant Phadke, who led the movement. Yes, so in western India also we can see the people, the peasants, we can say, they became annoyed and they started movement against the Britishers. Yes. Next, in 1899 to 1900, Munda rebellion. It is also very important. It was led by Birsa Munda in Chota Nagpur district in Ranchi. We can say in Chota Nagpur plateau in Ranchi. Yes, and Birsa Munda, he was a tribal leader. He was leader of tribal groups. Okay, and they also, tribal groups also revolted against the Britishers. Yes, so in this way we can see the events that first we have already read in the first chapter, 1857 revolt, Sepoy Mutiny or first war of independence, whatever. Next, 1860 Indigo in Bengal, Bihar. Then in 1863 Hookah movement in Punjab. Then in western India. Then in Ranchi. So in this way, one by one, the events took place in different parts. Yes, but though they were suppressed easily by the Britishers. Yes, because it was just limited to one locality, and the peasants and the other people were just revolting against the British, and British were strong enough to just suppress these kind of movements. Okay, it does not matter that these movements were suppressed. The matter here is that at least the people did not sit after the suppression of 1857 revolt. Thus, we can say that 1857 revolt ignited the spark of nationalism among the Indians in different parts of the world, and the peasants and the other people, the tribals and other groups, they started protesting. They did not sit; they continued their protest. It means that the growth of nationalism was taken place by the late 19th century. Yes, and hence we can conclude that by late 19th century, nationalism emerged in India, and it was spreaded in India, and from there the story of the formation of nation begins. Yes, at one side the revolts were taken place. At the same time, they were suppressed. But what was happening during this course? A nation, the process of making a nation was carrying on, was going on side by side. Yes, and it was just continued till 1947 when we got independence, and finally our nation of India came into existence. Yes, so in this way we will read the next topics. What were the factors that led to the nationalism in India? We will discuss in the next topic. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.